Michelle, welcome to my kitchen. We are going to make the most absolutely fantastic chocolate lava cake. We have all our ingredients already prepared, but first things first, we need to preheat the oven. You'll want to set your temperature to 325 degrees Fahrenheit or 160 degrees centigrade. Next, we are going to need our double boiler to melt our chocolate. Now, you do not need a lid for this. All you need is a pot and an insert. Now we're actually really going to get to the fun part. We have baker's chocolate, which is semi-sweet. You're going to need 2 squares, which is 2 ounces. And we're going to need unsalted butter. I'm going to unwrap these 2 squares and just pop them into the double boiler. Now we've added the chocolate, we're going to move on to the butter. Now we're going to use a 1/4 cup of butter, and it's very important that it is in fact unsalted. There is absolutely no salt in this recipe, so you want to be careful of that. A 1/4 cup is 4 tablespoons, and you can just follow that and you'll be fine. Now, as you can see, the butter and the chocolate are melting perfectly. So we're going to come around here, grab ourselves just a fork, nothing fancy. Begin breaking up the chocolate and the butter. As you can see, the chocolate has now reached a very, very smooth consistency. I'm going to take it off the heat, really off the heat. Eat the chocolate. Use your oven mitts to remove the double boiler from remove the actual insert from the double boiler. There you are. Set the pot aside. And let it rest while we move on to step 2. Now for step 2, we're going to mix all the rest of our ingredients together. And for that, we will in fact need a mixer. Now we are going to use our mixer to mix together the eggs and the sugar. We're going to use a 1/3 cup measure for the sugar. And thankfully, you don't actually have to use it to use a knife to level it out, because sugar levels itself out. Now we are going to do my absolute favourite part of cooking, cracking eggs. Now for this recipe, you're going to need both a full egg and just an egg yolk. Now, many people just use spoons or that sort of thing to separate eggs. Personally, I just like using the eggshell itself. So what you want to do, crack the egg, separate it, and then use both the halves of the egg to transfer the yolk between it until you have simply a perfect egg yolk. Transfer it to the bowl. Now that we have those 2 ingredients together, we're going to actually mix it. So pop this thing, a little whisk, onto your mixer. Lock the bowl in place and begin to mix. Now we're going to put our mixer on the highest possible setting and try to give it a very frothy yellow colour. As you can see, it's gotten to be a very, very lovely butter yellow colour. So we're now going to return to our chocolates. Going to use a spatula or rubber scraper, whatever you prefer to call it. And just pour the chocolate into your mixture. Now return your mixer to mixing. Now we're going to do something very unique to this recipe. We're now going to fold in with our rubber scraper the flour. Now we're going to recycle our butter spoon and level out a 1/3 cup of flour. Pop it in there and very, very gently work it in to your mixture. Now it might take about a minute or two, but after a while you're going to see that it has mixed in perfectly. And you're ready to transfer it to your souffle pans. Now if you don't have souffle pans, that's alright. What I use are just very, very simple large custard cups. They're Pyrex, you can get them at your local shops. Very easy. You're going to want to grease them thoroughly using butter, unsalted butter. Cut a little knob of butter. Then use your hands, which should be clean by the way, to work the butter around the inside of your souffle pan. Now once you've properly greased your souffle pans, we're going to divide the chocolate mixture in between these two. Once that's finished, just take your 2 custard cups and pop them into the oven. Now interestingly, there is actually no timer for this. It's a very organic process. The first time you make it, it may not turn out quite as well as you may want it to. It may be a little bit overdone, a little bit underdone. That's all right. With practice, you're going to find the perfect consistency. With the dishes put away, we now want to check on our lava cake. What we're looking for is for the top and sides to be fully cooked, while the middle is still moist. After approximately 10 minutes, our lava cakes are complete. Now comes a very, very scary process. Flipping the lava cakes from the custard cups to these plates. In one hand, take the custard cup, in the other, place the plate over the cup, and in one swift motion, flip. If you're lucky, the cake should detach nicely. And you can then use a knife to carefully lift it away. Dollop on a decent scoop of ice cream. Chocolate lava cake with ice cream topping, done.